Hi, Jeff. Sam Spiller with Stumptown Footy. Welcome to Portland. I would first, I guess, start off just love to hear, what interested you and attracted you to this role with the Thorns in the first place, and kind of your overall goals kind of for the GM position.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I appreciate it, and it's great to be in Portland when it's sunny. Last couple of days have been beautiful. I got here on the first, and we had 4 or 5 days of rain, so it's nice to see the sun out. I've always had a real affinity to Portland, going all the way back to my Olympic team days with Clive Charles here, and have spent a lot of time here in various capacities on the MLS side. I've seen the rise and success and elevation of the NWSL, and there's just an incredible amount of tailwinds in the women's game, not only at the league level, but certainly at the club level, especially with the sale of Denver here a few days ago. You can see the asset value continuing to climb. Portland specifically, I think, is a place that I've always held really near and dear to my heart. As I said with Clive, but also the brand here is iconic. We have incredible investors and owners. They want to deliver a premium product and ensure that Portland continues to be one of the best teams, not only in the NWSL, but in the world also. And a lot of that really spoke to me, in addition to trying to build and continuing a championship theme here in Portland. So I was really excited about this opportunity. It was something I pursued and specifically wanted to be part of. And so I couldn't be happier being a part of the Portland Thorns.
Thanks. Can I have one quick follow-up, Meg?
Yeah, of course. You can
Cool.
have all if you
Yeah,
want.
thank you. But like you said, you've had a lot of experience working on the men's side of the game and in various MLS clubs and with the league. I would love to hear, how you're planning on kind of familiarizing yourself with the women's side of the game and with NWSL in general.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Look, I've watched a lot of the women's games. Watched every of the Thorns game, every one of the Thorns games, the highlights from last year. Obviously, followed the women's national team closely over a lot of the years. We've had owners who have owned on the MLS side both teams, and so have been familiar with some of the owners in the NWSL. So it's definitely something that I've been not only aware of but really interested in. So I will continue to expand that knowledge and continue to evaluate and review the league in general. But it is a fantastic league. It's a fantastic opportunity, and again, really excited to be here in Portland.
All right, we'll move to Bill. Your line's open.
Hey, Jeff, this is Bill Oram with the Oregonian. It's obviously been a period of transition on multiple fronts for the Thorns, but I'm curious specifically with ownership, what you have learned about the Bethals in coming into this position, and what you think that working relationship is going to be like going forward.
Yeah, look, I couldn't be more impressed with Alex and Lisa and their commitment to the club, the commitment to the team. They, in my conversations with them, are aligned in terms of the vision of making the Portland Thorns a premier and global brand, to be one of the best clubs in the world. So, they are certainly committed to that. There will be investments in infrastructure over the next 12 to 18 months. There'll be investments in the team. There'll be investments in the staff. So it will require some time, but they are fully committed, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of the ownership here in Portland.
Bill, do you have a follow-up?
I can have a follow-up, Meg. Jeff, as you look at this roster going into a season that is really not that far away, what do you view as the biggest priorities?
Yeah, look, that's a great question, Bill. We have to ensure we have a strong spine. Obviously, losing Kelly and Becky, two center backs, sort of denotes that an area in central defense is something we need to prioritize. Sophia had a fantastic season last year. We'd love to get her some assets and tools to continue what she did, as well as find more attacking presence so that we have multiple assets going forward. The goalkeeper position is something we need to solidify as well. And so really the spine of the team is where I think we'll focus a lot of our efforts for the upcoming season.
All right, we'll move to Wilder. Your line's open.
Yeah, hey, Wilder Isom with Stumptown Footy. My first question is, let me see. Like you're stepping into a new front office. Usually when you do this, you kind of give a hard look at coaching staff and everything. Kind of have you thought about doing like what have you thought about with looking at the coaching staff and all that, stepping into this new team?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Wilder. I appreciate it. Look, Rob is the head coach and will continue to be the head coach with the technical staff. We are looking for an open position as an assistant, so we'll try to build that out as well. And again, that's another investment in the technical staff. As with any employee or any person on the staff, we evaluate them methodically. We make sure that we understand the expectations and we're very clear on what the objectives are. So those are conversations I'll have with Rob and the technical staff. I've only met Rob so far on video, but I'll spend some time in Chicago here in the next couple of days with him. But I'm really eager to get to know him well, or even better than I know him now. As well as the technical staff, our medical staff, our operations staff. So a lot of listening in the first 30 to 45 days in terms of where people are and how they see the club moving forward.
Yeah, and then I also have a follow-up. We have two new additions as well with Lucy Rushton and Angus McNabb as special advisors. How important are they to you in the club? They're super accomplished in the sport, especially with data analytics. How's the club embracing that specifically moving forward as well?
Great questions, and thank you for that. I've known Angus and Lucy from previous roles in MLS and in other areas. They bring a wealth of experience, as you indicated, from roster management to analysis to data capture. I feel that again, data and evidence-based decision-making is really going to drive a lot of decision-making. It won't be the only thing that we look at, but it will certainly be an important part of that. And they're certainly very knowledgeable in those areas. So there'll be great additions. And again, that just shows the investment by ownership in trying to improve the on-field product. Excuse me.
Fook, we'll go to you.
Hey Jeff, welcome to Portland. Fook Win with All for 11. So obviously Soph and Sam are two of the biggest names in football, and obviously their contract situation is coming up. Obviously, how important is it to show them that they're wanted here, and the club wants to build a winner with them? Then how do you kind of pitch that to them this season as well?
Yeah, look, I haven't had a chance to meet with Sophia or Sam or Morgan, who's been invited in, as well as Rylene for the Futures Camp. So we have a lot of really important talent at the national team level. I'm really looking forward to meeting with all of the players, and we'll spend time with all of the players. I want to make sure that especially our national team players understand the difficult challenge they have between the teams, between Portland and the national team, and how important both are. And we want to just try to underscore their roles, not only on the team, but to the community. And so I really look forward to spending more time with the entire team, and specifically, our national team players will be a big part of our success.
Yeah, then Jeff, obviously the team kind of lives with the philosophy from the GM and the president. What's your, general philosophy, just for this club that you want to kind of bring, and also how do you kind of want to build the team as well?
Well, I want to win championships. So, and I think every GM would say that. I was fortunate in my career to win 5 championships. When I went to Red Bull as the general manager, wound up taking Red Bull for the first time ever to an MLS Cup final. So I think it's important to have on-field success, but we have to balance that with long-term sustainability too. And so that's the balance between making decisions to win on Saturday versus building a sustainable, long-term, successful team, which is very difficult in these leagues. And so my philosophy will certainly be one where I want to make sure we have really good culture within the team, but that we're driving on-field performance and making sure that we have incredible teamwork throughout our entire organization.
Yeah, then Jeff, last question for me is just, obviously this is an exciting time for the club. A state-of-the-art facility happening in the near future as well. Then your staff coming in. What does all that kind of mean to you, especially kind of, being part of the Portland Thorns, with this big history as well?
Yeah, look, this gives us a real launching pad, especially with the new training center that'll be built here in the next year to 18 months. So I'm really looking forward to that. But obviously, we have the challenge in front of us for the 2025 season. We'll have challenges to ensure that our players have the best possible facilities, environment, and deliver on the expectations of the club. And so all of that will be part of the evaluation process here as I start moving forward.
Bill, I saw you raise your hand again. Did you have another follow-up?
Yeah, just one more, Meg. Jeff, you mentioned culture, and that's obviously been, a subject of much focus with this club over the last several years. I'm curious what you view as the key to continuing to build a positive and inclusive culture here, and how much that might have been a part of your pitch and your interview going through this process.
Yeah, great question. On all the teams I've been successful on, there's been good culture, and culture is, I think, a term that's really been thrown around. It's somewhat nebulous, but we need to define it as a big part of our competitive advantage, and that happens by living it every single day, but having every person ensure what our goals are, ensure how we're going to get to those goals, and understand what their expectations are. So it's something that happens daily that we try to preach and practice from the top down to the bottom up. So it's definitely going to be something that we, as a staff and as players, try to cultivate and improve throughout the entire year. This is a marathon, not a sprint. How we do at the end of the year is as important as how we do at the beginning. But the goal, as I stated before, is to win championships.
Awesome. Are there any more questions for Jeff? All right. Thank you everyone for joining us.